Hello, welcome back to the second session of basic surveying model number 2. So, in the last class we have dealt with compass surveying, traversing, meridian, bearing, true meridian, true bearing, magnetic meridian, magnetic bearing and designation of bearings, that is expression of bearings in two systems, that is the WCB system and quadrantal bearing system. Now, let us understand how do you convert one system into the other, that is conversion of bearings from WCB system into RB and RB to WCB. Okay. So, first one, conversion of bearings from whole circle bearing system to quadrantal bearing, that is reduced bearing system. Now, how do you convert this? Okay. Let me take a point A and consider the 4 quadrants and the survey lines in each quadrant, that is AB, AC, AD and AF, and the directions being east, south and west. Okay. So, this is nothing but our bearing of line AB. This is nothing but the bearing of line AC. This is nothing but the bearing of line AD, and at last is the bearing of line AF. So, how do you convert this system into reduced bearing system? Let me write which system is this. So, to convert WCB into RB, let me write a table so that it will be easier to understand how to convert quadrant wise. So, first column being the line, second column being the WCB between, next the third column being what is the rule to be applied, rule for RB, fourth column being the quadrant. Okay. So, let me come to the first line, that is survey line AB, which is in the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. So, the first line is survey line AB, convert that into reduced bearing system. So, if you place that line AB here, how do you measure? In RB system we should measure by taking north or south as reference. So, it should be measured eastward or westward. So, for theta 1 and this line AB, if you compare both the figures, it is same. So, the rule WCB between, and what is the angle between these two lines or first quadrant? The angle which varies from this north to east, or the range is 0 to 90 degrees. So, WCB between 0 degree and 90 degrees. Rule for RB, what is the rule? That is reduced bearing is equal to WCB. So, in the first quadrant it remains same, and in which quadrant is lying in? It is lying in north east quadrant. So, this is north east quadrant. Clear? Coming to the second survey line AC, the bearing of the line AC is in WCB system is theta 2. So, if you take the second line, what about this? So, see here, I know this WCB, but in reduced bearing we are going to measure it toward by keeping south as reference or north as reference. So, here I need this angle, right. So, what I should do? I know this particular angle, but I need this angle. So, what I can do is, I know the WCB and the angle between this line, straight line, is 180 degrees. Therefore, for the second line AC, as it lies in the second quadrant, the range varies from 90 to 180 degrees, 90 degrees and 180 degrees. So, the rule will be RB is equal to, the total angle is 180 degree, and if you deduct this particular angle, you will get this WCB. So, this angle is nothing but your reduced bearing. So, it is 180 minus WCB, and it lies in which quadrant? Southeast quadrant. Clear? Now, let me come back to the third line AD, which lies in third quadrant, and the range angle varies from 180 degrees to 270 degrees. So, let me write AD, it is 180 degrees and 270 degrees. Yes, what rule can I apply here? If I write a line here, so I know this is my whole circle bearing, but I need this value is to be known. So, from this WCB, how can I write this angle, or how can I determine this angle? That is, RB is equal to WCB minus 180 degrees, that is, whole circle is WCB minus this angle 180 will give me this angle. So, that is what I have written here, and the quadrant which it lies in is southwest. Okay, now let me go to the last line AF. Yes, if you observe, we know the theta 4 is nothing but the bearing of the line AF in WCB system, but in RB we should know what is this angle, right. So, I know the angle from this north to this line in a clockwise direction, if you observe this figure. Now, I need this angle. So, what rule can I apply here? For the line AF, the range varies from 270 degrees to 360 degrees. So, it is 270 degrees and 360 degrees. So, the RB is obtained as 360 degrees minus the WCB, that is, whole circle is 360, whole circle is 360 minus this angle will give you the reduced bearing, that lies in quadrant northwest. So, this is how you convert WCB into RB. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now, let me move on to the next conversion, that is RB to WCB. So, for this system as well, you need 4 columns. So first column remains same, second column will be a reduced bearing, third column will be a rule for WCB, and in the last column you should write the WCB between all the range. So let me write the RB system. Let this be a first quadrant, second, third and fourth. So this was alpha, this is nothing but AB, AC, AD and AF. This was beta, this was theta, and this be the angle phi. So this is nothing but our RB system. Yes, this should be converted into WCB system. Okay, fine. So as done in the previous case, for the line AB, the reduced bearing, that is what is the reduced bearing of the line AB in RB system? That is north alpha east. Okay. So if you convert that into the WCB system, so let me plot the same line here, AB. So in WCB, how do you measure the angle? You are going to measure it in a clockwise direction. So if you compare both these figures, it remains same, that alpha is nothing but the same theta 1, if you remember. So the rule for RB is WCB is equal to RB. What about the range? All the values 0 degrees to 90 degrees. 0 to 90. Okay. So this is with respect to the first line. Now coming to the second line, AC. We know the reduced bearing of the line AC is south beta east. What about the rule for WCB? Yes, coming back to this figure, we know this angle, but in WCB system the angle should be measured in a clockwise direction. So if you measure this in a clockwise direction, this should be your second angle, whereas we know this angle is known. So what you can do, the total angle between these lines are 180 degree. So if you deduct 180 minus this angle, you will get the required angle, that is WCB is equal to 180 degree minus the reduced bearing, and the range being 90 degrees and 180 degrees. Coming to the third line, AD, it is the bearing, reduced bearing for the third line AB is south theta west, and the rule for WCB is, now this is the line I am going to consider. So I know this angle, but the whole circle bearing should be measured with respect to north in a clockwise direction. So the total angle from here to here will be 180 degrees plus the reduced bearing will give me my whole circle bearing, that is equal to 180 degrees plus the reduced bearing. Clear? And the range varies from 180 degrees to 270 degrees. Now coming to the last line, AF, I know the angle that is measured from north towards west, and the angle is phi, that is reduced bearing of line AF is north phi west. What about the rule here, WCB? So we know this angle, but I am going to measure this in a clockwise direction. This is the angle required in WCB, but I know this angle. So what I can do? 360 degrees minus this angle will give me my whole circle bearing. That is equal to 360 minus RB, and the value ranges from 270 degrees to 360 degrees. Okay, so this is how you convert the bearings from one system to the other. I hope this is clear, so that we can move on to the next topic. Yes, so the next topic is very important, as you are going to deal with it very often in this particular module. So what is the next topic? I am going to write forebearing and back bearing. What is this forebearing and back bearing? You people now know what is bearing. You people have understood what is bearing, how it is measured. So what is bearing? If you take your meridian as a reference point and you measure the horizontal angle between a survey line, that angle is called as the bearing, right? So, okay, let me write this in a different manner. So let me take this point as A. I am starting from A, and this be the bearing of the line A towards B. So there is one more point B here. Fine. So what do you mean by bearing? It is a horizontal angle made with respect to the reference meridian to the survey line is called as bearing. Now what is forebearing and back bearing? See, it depends on which point you are measuring your bearing from. If you are measuring the bearing of the line AB from A towards B, that is you are moving in a forward direction, that is called as forebearing or forward bearing. If the same bearing of the line, if the bearing of the line AB is measured in a backward direction from B, if the bearing of the line AB is measured in a backward direction from B, let me write it as phi, this is called as the back bearing of the line AB or backward bearing of the line AB. So it is nothing but, if you measure the bearing of a line from one point to the other, depending on the direction, whether you move in a forward direction or a backward direction, that is, if you measure the bearing of the line AB in a forward direction, is called as forebearing or forward bearing, or if you measure the bearing of the line AB from B towards A, is called as backward bearing or back bearing. Okay. So how it is written generally? Forebearing FB of line AB is nothing but theta. Similarly, if you write back bearing of the line AB is nothing but phi. See, again it is measured with respect to north. Please be careful. Okay. This is how you write the bearing of a line. Forebearing of line AB is theta, back bearing of line AB is phi. Now how do you determine this phi? This is back bearing. What I can do here is, I will mark or continue this line like this, and I know this angle is nothing but theta 1 from this, theta, this angle is nothing but theta. So now I need to calculate this phi. How can I calculate? Again, based on geometry, we know the angle between these 2 points is 180 degrees. So I need the total angle. Here, from here to here, it is 180 plus theta will give me phi. That is, phi is equal to 180 degrees plus theta, which is nothing but back bearing, right? Now let me consider one more example. Now in this case, let the back bearing of the line be theta, let the back bearing of the line be theta, and the forward bearing of the line DC be phi. So if this is phi, what happens? This will also be phi. So if you measure your bearing from C to D, it is nothing but forward bearing. If you measure the bearing from D to C, it is back bearing. If you take this as a reference point, from C to D is forward bearing, from D to C it is back bearing. So from the figure, if you write or need to calculate this phi, how can you calculate? This phi is equal to, we know that this angle between these 2 points is 180 degree. We know the total angle, right? So this is total angle is how much? Theta. So what you can do is, total angle is theta minus 180 degree will give you phi. Am I right? This angle is 180 degree, but whereas the whole circle bearing from this point to this point is theta. So this is larger. You can see the figure. So angle between these two lines is 180 degree. And if you deduct this theta, whole circle bearing theta, you will get this angle phi, which is also back bearing of the line CD. So let me name it as 1 and 2. So in general, if I club, what I can write? Phi is equal to theta plus or minus 180 degrees. In general, back bearing is equal to, theta is nothing but the forward bearing. Theta is nothing but the forward bearing. If you want, you can write the forward bearing of line CD is theta, the back bearing of line CD is phi. So in general, if I write BB is equal to forward bearing plus or minus 180 degrees. This is the relation between the back bearing and the forward bearing. Okay. So when should we adopt plus and minus sign? If the forward bearing is less than 180, use plus sign. Okay. So, comma, if the forward bearing is greater than 180, use negative sign or minus. This is very, very important. Please keep that in mind. Back bearing is equal to FB plus or minus 180. That is, when do we adopt plus? Is when the forward bearing of a line is less than 180 degrees, add 180. If the forward bearing of the line is greater than 180, deduct 180. So this is the general relation which you should adopt in your coming sessions. Fine. I hope you are clear with the forward bearing and back bearing. Now the next topic will be calculations of bearings from the angles and the calculation of angles from bearings. So let us understand that in the next topic. Okay. So the next topic will be calculation of angles from bearings. This is the first topic. So let me take a common reference point A. So whenever I write this arrow, that indicates it is north. Okay. So let me write a survey line AB and the forward bearing of the line ABB, or the bearing of the line ABB theta 1, and let me consider one more survey line AC whose whole circle bearing is theta 2. So for bearing of the line AB will be theta 1, bearing of the line AC will be theta 2. Now, the angle made between these two lines, the angle made between these two survey lines is called as included angle, and it is, I am denoting it by alpha. Okay. So, how do you calculate this alpha? By looking at the figure, apply its geometry, you can easily say this theta 2 is larger and theta 1 is smaller compared to this. So, what is theta 1? It is nothing but bearing of the line AB, theta 2 bearing of the line AC. So, now if you want to calculate this included angle, alpha can be written as theta 2 minus theta 1, or also you can write bearing of the line AC minus bearing of the line AB, that is bearing of the next line minus bearing of the previous line. So, that can be written. So, this is how you calculate angles from bearings. Next we will move on to calculation of bearings from angles. See, in order to calculate the bearings from given angles, here while traversing you should measure the angles made between the two survey lines, and also you should measure the bearing of one survey line. Okay, you should measure bearing of one survey line and the angles between the survey lines, because without knowing bearing of a line you cannot proceed further. So, let me write an example. We are traversing from point A. So, let this be point B. So, what we can do is the bearing of the first line is always measured, and we will move on to the next points. The angle between these two is nothing but included angle. Let me take it as alpha, and this is measured by taking this as a backstation, and this will be measured in clockwise direction. So, for this station, this A is backstation. Similarly, for the next station C, let me traverse to new point D, and here let the angle between these two be beta, and if you measure the angle to the survey line here, what it will give you? It will give you nothing but theta 2, there is bearing of the line BC. Similarly, this line this angle will give you the bearing of the line CD, that is nothing but theta 3. Similarly, from D you are traversing to a new point called E or station E, and let this angle be alpha beta gamma, and this be the bearing of the line DE as theta 4, and from E let this be a new point F, and this will be nothing but the bearing of the line EF, and the angle between these two lines can be taken as delta, which is also included angle. Now, by taking this as an example, how to proceed or how do you calculate the bearings of the next line? So, what I told you, you should measure the bearing of one line and measure the angles made between the survey lines in a clockwise direction by taking the backstation as a reference. So, if I write bearing of the line, first line AB is known, so bearing of the line BC is nothing but theta 2. So, what I know is bearing of the line AB is theta 1. It is measured already. I should calculate theta 2. So let me take this separately because the geometry plays a very important role here. So I have a line AB here. So if I continue this, I will get this as theta 1, which is as shown in this figure, and I am going to a new point, which is the station B. Station B, what it is given as, it is nothing but theta 2, which is to be calculated. And what do we know? We know the total angle alpha, which is measured, right? So what you can do, let me take this angle as the unknown by looking at the geometry of this figure. See, this angle between this line to this line is nothing but 180 degrees. Since it is a straight line, it is 180 degrees. So by taking that as a reference, how do you get this particular angle? See here, the whole angle is 180. What about this angle? If you deduct this from 180, that is, if you deduct theta 1 from one whole 180, you will get this angle, that is 180 minus theta 1. This is 180 minus theta 1 will give this angle, plus theta 2 plus this theta 2 will give me what? If you add both these angles, what will I get? I will get nothing but alpha. I will get alpha, that is equal to alpha. Now what do I supposed to calculate? I need to calculate this theta 2. See, it is very based on geometry. So if I write theta 2 here, I need theta 2. Send these terms to the right hand side. Okay, so on rearranging, theta 1 minus theta 1 will become plus theta 1 plus alpha. This plus 180 will become minus 180. This is nothing but the calculation of bearing of the line BC is done. Okay, so by drawing the geometry at each point junction or each station, you can easily calculate the bearing of the lines. So what I can do, I will take this as a reference and write the bearing of all the lines. So theta 2 is nothing but it is obtained by theta 1 plus alpha minus 180 degrees. Similarly, bearing of the line BC, next bearing of the line CD is what? Theta 3. So if I write theta 3, see, you can write geometry and get this value. Okay, I am not going to do for all the junctions. Theta 3 is equal to theta 2 plus beta minus 180 degrees. Okay, similarly, bearing of the line DE is theta 4, wherein that theta 4 is equal to theta 3 plus beta minus 180 degree. Okay. Similarly, the bearing of the line EF is nothing but theta 5. If you observe and write the geometry, you will get theta 5 as theta 4 plus delta plus 180 degrees. Okay, if you observe this pattern, what happens? See, theta 1 plus alpha minus 180 for theta 2, theta 3, theta 2 plus beta minus 180, theta 4 is equal to theta 3 plus beta minus 180, theta 5 is equal to theta 4 plus delta plus 180. If you write the geometry, you will get to know how it is obtained. Okay, so if you observe this pattern, we can make a statement. That if you measure the angles in a clockwise direction and add the bearing of the previous line, you measure the angles in a clockwise direction and measure the bearing of the previous line, you are going to get the bearing of the next line. That is a statement made. And if that sum, that is measurement of the bearing from the previous angle plus the clockwise angle measured is greater than 180, deduct 180, and if the sum is less than 180, add 180. So that is very important. So if you are clear with this, I will erase this diagram. So in today's class, conversions of bearings from one system to the other, that is WCB into RB system, and conversions of RB into WCB system, and what is fore bearing, what is back bearing was known, and then calculations of angles from bearings and calculations of bearings from angles. So in the coming sessions, I am going to teach you the different types of compass which you are going to use in the surveying. Okay, compass surveying. That is, first one is prismatic compass, second is survey's compass. Okay, I will teach you in the next session about the compass.